Alright folks, gather round for some sweet science today. Did you know the biggest bubblegum bubble ever blown was huge? It was over 23 inches wide. That's bigger than a basketball, believe it or not. We are talking about bubblegum, that wonderful, chewy treat. It lets you blow amazing bubbles. And today, we are going to see how it is made. It is quite a process, a real kitchen chemistry experiment on a giant scale. So, let's get to it and learn the secrets behind your favorite bubblegum. Bubblegum has a fun history, you know. It was invented way back in 1928. A clever man named Walter Deemer gets the credit for this bubbly invention. He worked for the Fleer Chewing Gum Company. He was trying to make a new gum recipe, but he stumbled upon something even better, something much stretchier, perfect for blowing bubbles. The very first bubblegum he made was pink. Why pink? Well, it was the only food coloring he had easily available at the time. So, what magical stuff goes into making bubblegum? The main part is called the gum base. This is what makes it chewy. Then, you need sweeteners. Lots of sweeteners, like sugar and corn syrup. These make the gum taste good and give it texture. We also need softeners to keep it nice and soft. And of course, flavors and colors. These make each bubblegum unique and exciting. It's a carefully balanced recipe, just like any good dish we'd make. Our journey into bubblegum making starts with the most important part. I am talking about the gum base, the heart of the chew. Without a good gum base, you just can't get those big, beautiful bubbles. It needs to be strong but also very stretchy. Think of it like the foundation of a house. If the foundation isn't right, the whole house will have problems. Same goes for bubblegum and its base. So let's pop over to the factory and see how this base is prepared. Now let's talk about that mysterious gum base. In the old days, gum base often came from a natural tree sap. This sap was called chicle, from the sapodilla tree, but today, most gum bases are made from synthetic materials. Think of them as special kinds of rubber or polymers. These are man-made, but perfectly safe to chew, of course. They are designed to be super stretchy and great for bubbles. This base is the real star of the bubble-blowing show. Make no mistake. First, this gum base material needs to be prepared. It usually arrives at the factory in big, solid chunks. So the first step is to melt it down carefully. The chunks are heated gently in large kettles until they become a thick, molten goo. This hot liquid is then filtered. Filtering cleans out any tiny bits or impurities. We want a super smooth, clean base for our gum. This ensures the final product is perfect and consistent every single time. Once the gum base is melted and clean, it's time for sweetness. This is where a lot of the yum factor comes in. Huge amounts of sweeteners are added to the molten base. Powdered sugar is a common choice, and so is corn syrup. The corn syrup not only adds sweetness but also helps keep the gum moist. It also controls how the sugar crystallizes, which affects texture. These ingredients are mixed in very thoroughly. This ensures every piece of gum will be perfectly sweet. But wait, there's more to it than just base and sugar. We need softeners to make the gum, well, soft. If it was just base and sugar, it might get too hard to chew quickly. So ingredients like glycerin or vegetable oil are added. These softeners, also called plasticizers, do a very important job. They help keep the gum flexible and easy to chew for a longer time. They also help make the gum better for blowing those record-breaking bubbles. It's all about achieving that perfect, pliable, pop-able texture.
North and south, medley.
Now that our gum base is sweet and soft, it's time for the really fun part. This is where we add the personality to our bubblegum. I'm talking about flavors, wonderful, delicious flavors. These can be fruity like strawberry, watermelon, or grape, or they can be classic like that iconic bubblegum flavor itself. The flavors are usually concentrated liquids or powders. They are carefully measured and poured into the mix. A little bit of these potent flavors goes a very long way. And what's flavor without a bit of visual flair? Next up, we add the colors to make the gum look as good as it tastes. Bright pinks, vibrant blues, sunny yellows, and cool greens. These colors come from food-grade dyes, all safe to eat. The color often gives you a clue about the flavor. Pink for strawberry, maybe purple for grape, you get the idea. The color is mixed in evenly, so every piece has that brilliant hue. This makes the gum super appealing, especially to young eyes. With all these goodies, base, sweeteners, softeners, flavors, and colors, in the vat, it's time to mix. And I mean really mix. This isn't like stirring a bowl of cake batter in your kitchen. We're talking about giant mixing machines with powerful arms. These mixers churn and blend all the ingredients together. The goal is to make sure everything is perfectly combined. the mixture becomes a huge, warm, colorful, and fragrant mass of gum. This process can take a while to ensure uniformity. After mixing, the giant blob of gum needs more work. It's time for kneading and rolling. This is a crucial step. The warm gum dough is passed through a series of rollers. This is kind of like a giant pasta machine for bubble gum. The kneading process helps to develop the gum's texture further. It makes it smooth, consistent, and gives it that perfect chewiness. The rollers gradually flatten the gum into wide, long sheets. These sheets are still warm and pliable, ready for the next stage. Our big, flat sheets of bubblegum are now ready to be shaped. This is where the gum starts to look like the product you buy in stores. There are different ways to shape bubblegum, depending on the desired final form. For stick gum, the sheets are scored and then broken into sticks. For gumballs, the gum might be extruded into ropes, then cut and rolled into spheres. Other shapes, like chunks or squares, are also made by cutting the sheets. It's like a very precise cookie-cutting operation, but for gum, each piece needs to be just the right size and weight. Some types of bubblegum get an extra special treatment. I'm talking about a candy coating, especially for gumballs. This coating adds a delightful crunch when you first bite in. It also adds another layer of flavor and protects the soft gum inside. To do this, the gum centers are tumbled in large pans. While tumbling, liquid sugar syrup is sprayed on them in thin layers. These layers dry and build up to form that shiny, crisp shell. It's a bit like how jawbreakers get their many layers. Now that our bubblegum is perfectly shaped and may be coated, it needs protection. It is time for packaging, the final step before it heads to you. Individual pieces of gum are often wrapped first. This could be in wax paper for sticks, or foil for other types. Machines work at incredible speeds to wrap each piece neatly. Then these wrapped pieces are put into bags, boxes, or plastic containers. The packaging keeps the gum fresh and clean. It also makes it easy to carry around for a quick chew. And there you have it, folks, the journey of bubblegum. From simple ingredients to a chewy, bubbly delight. Here's a final piece of trivia for you, the original bubblegum formula that Walter Deemer created. It was initially considered a failure because it was too sticky and didn't have much flavor, but he kept experimenting in his spare time. He finally perfected it, creating Double Bubble, and the rest is history. So next time you pop a piece of bubblegum, think of the sweet science behind it. Pretty neat, huh?